Toto Wolff and Christian Horner are seemingly at odds over porpoising issues. Toto Wolff has fired back at rivals for political maneuvering as Mercedes continue to push the FIA to introduce driver safety measures over porpoising. Lewis Hamilton is among those to have suffered the most from the effects of bouncing at high speed, particularly in Baku earlier in June, but Red Bull team principal Christian Horner claims that noise surrounding the issue is all part of the game. Hamilton was briefly considered a doubt for last weekend's Canadian Grand Prix after brutal porpoising on Baku's bumpy street circuit. Mercedes have been broadly ineffective in tackling the issue since the start of the season, which has left them trailing rivals Ferrari and Red Bull. The Brit did eventually turn out in Montreal, putting together a solid race to take his second podium of the season in P3. But the improvement did not distract Wolff from a nagging issue that he feels F1 authorities should be looking into further, and rival bosses should be taking responsibility for. The political maneuvering that has been going on doesn't consider what is at the core of this topic, he said. And at the core of this topic is that, since the beginning of the season, race drivers have been complaining about pain to drive these cars. Back pain, blurred vision. We are talking about micro-concussions and people are giving their feedback. In literally every team, I think just Alfa Romeo and Williams the first haven't heard anything from. Drivers have referred to the topic and it is something that we just need to tackle, whatever the solution is. Whatever technical change can be implemented, we need to go in that direction. All of us as team principals and teams, we have the responsibility to not take this topic lightly. Wolff will hope that his comments strike a chord with Horner, who suggested earlier this month that Mercedes should instead take responsibility for building a car that has missed the target slightly. The FIA did introduce a technical directive before the Canadian Grand Prix, measuring vertical acceleration of drivers inside the cockpit in an attempt to ease driver safety concerns. Hamilton and George Russell have both aired their grievances this season, while Pierre Gasly, Kevin Magnussen and Mick Schumacher have also called for technical change. Former F1 boss Bernie Ecclestone is not convinced, however, telling the Mail on Sunday that Hamilton's bad back in Baku was all B, adding, "There was a bit of Nigel Mansell about it. At least with Nigel, he would get out of the car and rub his left leg as if he had broken it. Next moment, it would be his right leg." Toto is getting a bit fed up with Lewis. I don't think he's trying, do you? Let's put it another way, Lewis doesn't seem bothered about losing. It's not like him. He has a competitive nature but he's taking losing a bit easy for my liking. Meanwhile, Red Bull have largely managed to dodge porpoising issues in 2022 as they blaze a trail in both the Drivers' and Constructors' Championships. Max Verstappen notched another victory last time out in Canada to give him a commanding lead over teammate Sergio Perez, and Red Bull sits 76 points ahead of Ferrari in the team standings.